does a VC look for when a startup, let's say, is going for a Series A fundraise or a post Series A? In terms of the management team, everybody knows that the management team plays a big role in the way the investors respond to the yes or no, or the kind of uh, uh, like or neutrality, or they're going to say yes or no to the investment. Now, for a deep tech, is there anything special from a deep tech perspective that is different from the other startups that may be approaching the same Series A level? If I think about it, there are a couple of things, because normally, um, let's take again a B2C, just to make a comparison. Growth of the market, rapid growth is what is the goal. In a deep tech startup also, rapid growth is the goal, but the definition of rapid can be a bit different. So what they are looking at is, in at least let me put my views in terms of what we would look at when a company is coming for fundraising. Let's assume that they have already developed the technology, the solution. They have a few customers. They've proven their point. Now they want to scale up. Maybe they need money, working capital, or even uh, capex for investment. They want to ramp up their manufacturing, or they want to develop their software better. They want to improve their solution overall. So what we look for is, first thing is, what is the roadmap? What is the strategic roadmap? What is the business roadmap before we go into the technology roadmap? What is the business roadmap? What's the size of the problem? What are the founders thinking in terms of how they are approaching in terms of solving that problem? We look at what is the vision that's driving the founders, what kind of a plan do they have in terms of the business roadmap, how do they know, how much of a deep understanding of the market do they have? And this is very critical, because in deep techs, the market specialities and the niche behavior has to be well understood, because you may have the best solution, but because it may be fitting a part of a value chain, if the full value chain is not understood, and uh, you know we think that this solution is by itself the next best thing to slice bread, and then we realize that the market is just not responding to the solution, natural question is, what did we do wrong? So understanding the full breadth of what that value chain that you are inserting your solution into in a customer's in a domain is very, very important. Without that knowledge, often that solution that's being developed is in isolation, and it probably is not going to be able to find a sufficient market. So one of the things we try and understand is the knowledge of these people in terms of the market. The second thing that's very critical is the competition space, because the problem may be a well-known problem. There may be many other companies trying to address the same issue from different angles, and a good understanding of the competition, what's working, what's not working, is also very important in terms of being able to give the confidence to the investor. And this is, people may argue this is not just for a deep tech space, but I want to mention that in a deep tech space, often you're not just working in a vacuum, but you'll always be, working with technologies that are available in the market, and therefore you need to be able to understand what is the solution. And the third key thing is the barrier to entry. What is the IP? What is the differentiation? This becomes key, compared to much more important compared to any other kind of space, which is maybe fintech or e-commerce, ease of use and things like that. But here, because of the nature of the space, which is deep tech, it is quite important to understand what is it that differentiates this solution. Why is it going to stand? Why is it going to survive the assault of the competition? How is it going to be able to survive? How is it going to be able to prove its value in the market? How is it differentiated? What's the IP? There may, or typically there will be a lot of IP in deep tech. Whether it's patented or not is a completely different discussion. But these are some of the points. And then ultimately, of course, we look at how the team is planning to build its organization, because scaling up, when you're coming to Series A or past Series A, scaling up is really the critical question. and how are you going to build the organization? What is the concept? We can actually see the way they are thinking about operations, and their knowledge of operations, or their willingness to be guided on operations, is another very, very important factor.